Alright guys, so one hell of a weekend it was here at Tex-Mex Gaming. We had the debut of the new team that I'm putting together for multiplayer contest tournament style gameplay.
I'm gonna go left.
Team wipe.
Good shit.
Oh,
shit.
bagging! That was bagging! Found one.
You down him?
Yep. Finishing him. Got
Yep,
him.
you got him. Good shit.
Right here.
God, I heard snipers over there.
Hit.
Hit. Broken armor down.
Lagging. Fuck, I hit him a couple times.
Broken armor down.
Got a couple hit markers. I'm running out of ammo though. No, that's just one.
Got
an
one.
assist. Yeah, I need AR.
Oh shit.
People
what
behind.
The fuck?
Yep.
Down low, down low.
Told you there are
Yep.
people in here.
You able to mark them?
Down one. Finished.
I'm taking fire.
I can hear him over here. He's inside, or somebody's inside.
Down one. Finish one.
There's one inside.
There he is. Team
Good
what?
shit.
Can hear him.
Hit marker.
Wait, up.
Right there. Broken armor.
That.
That's a
team
win.
Yep.
2 wins in a row.
Yes, sir.
That was a good game too. We got.
Fuck yeah.
8 kills.
Today, I want to do a roundup of the gaming news that's been going on. It's Sunday. That's what I like to do. I like to talk about the goings-on of gaming at the current time. And there have been a couple things, several things that have gone on, not only in the past week, but around the same time. So let me start off with this bad boy. Now, there is a class action lawsuit going around because of stick drift. And let me tell you that the Dualsense, well, the both that I have, this one sticks, this one does not, or not sticks, but drifts. So 50% of my controllers that I own drift. It's not saying a lot when there's only 2, but it's an issue, obviously, otherwise there wouldn't be a class action lawsuit. That's the first thing I wanted to get out of the way. If you're buying a Dualsense, if you're buying a PS5, just know that there is an issue going around where a lot of people are having stick drift on their Dualsenses. Now for me it's a big issue because it is a more expensive controller, so now for me here at the US, or in the US, it's $70 now that I have to pay to replace it rather than $60. I mean, it's not much, but damn, it's $70. Another thing that we got was the Mortal Kombat trailer, the full-blown trailer for the new Mortal Kombat movie that's being directed by James Wan, I believe it is, and boy does it look absolutely fantastic. Now, it doesn't look like it's a very, very, very high budget title like, let's say, Avengers Endgame was, but the special effects, comparison to the special effects from the Mortal Kombat movie that I grew up with, they are absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Sub-Zero special effects look amazing, Scorpion special effects look amazing, Liu Kang's special effects look amazing, my bad, and another one that stuck out was Raiden. Now, that's pretty much all that have a lot of like significant special effect magic behind their abilities and stuff, but oh my god, it just looks so good. Now, what this trailer showed was kind of an introduction to the story. Now there's this guy who is being first introduced, debuted here in this movie. He didn't belong to any of the other video games, so we don't know if he's going to grow into another character, like at the end they'll have the reveal, hey, he was this guy all along, which that would be kind of a cheap way to play it, because they don't have like Johnny Cage there in the trailer or in the cast. So if it ends up being like Johnny Cage or something, that would be kind of cheap in my opinion, rather than just saying, hey, this is Johnny Cage. We got to look at Goro, and Goro looks so badass and so amazing. And then we get a huge statue of Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn looks, well, the statue anyway, looks like it was ripped straight from the video game. And that's how I like my shit. That's how I like to see my movies. If they're being representative of a different media source, comic books, video games, I want them to look like their source material. So having a Hispanic Supergirl, nah, I'm not digging it, but that's all I'm going to talk about that. But Mortal Kombat, my god, does it look amazing. Now you guys are seeing it along with me as I speak. I'm going to be playing it in the background. it just, let me know what you guys think. Everything about this movie so far, I'm on board with, except one thing. There's one thing that stuck out to me, and that was Scorpion's Get Over Here. It felt very fan servicey and very, very forced. Now, I think he just needed a little bit more anger behind it, like a, get over here, rather than like a, I couldn't even tell you how it did. Here, let me give you a second to listen to it. Get over here. So to me, that just ain't it. I appreciate the fact that they actually put it in there. They're not like straying far from the source material, but the way he said it just was off. Now, he has plenty of other opportunities to say it throughout the movie, so fingers crossed that it actually happens, but it is what it is. At least it's in there, and at least we're getting an up-to-date modern iteration of Mortal Kombat on the big screen. Now, that brings me to the final topic. It has been, as of today, it has been 7 years since North America has seen a new release of Donkey Kong in Nintendo. Now, I understand that there are some problems going on behind the scenes, on the back end of things. And there are some things that, like, obviously Nintendo doesn't have control over, this and that. But if we see, like, 5 Mario games being released in a year, and we haven't seen a Donkey Kong game released in the last 7 years. Now, of course, I'm biased. I said before, this is my favorite IP. Donkey Kong is my favorite character, and his games are my favorite games. But that's obviously my bias showing me talking about it. But it's just kind of weird that this is the longest we've ever gone without a Donkey Kong game. Now, I say it's weird, but it isn't, because the people who are behind Donkey Kong games, the one who made Tropical Freeze anyhow, are the ones who are also behind Metroid Prime 4, and with that significant delay, they had to reboot the entire production of Metroid Prime, so I think I said that wrong. Metroid Prime. So it only makes sense that the people who are responsible for, possibly responsible for Donkey Kong, who are now rebooting their production of Metroid Prime, they now have just pushed back Donkey Kong production by years. So for me, that just hurts, and what I'm actually using this for is a segue into what happened during the past week. We got our first Nintendo Direct in over 500 days, I believe it's been. We've had a couple of partner showcases from Nintendo, just kind of showcasing third-party shit that they wanted to announce and whatnot, which some of them have had good stuff, but we haven't had the bangers. We haven't had the ones that pop out and smack you in the face, like, bam, we've got a new Donkey Kong coming. Bam, Metroid Prime is actually coming this year. Bam, here's some news for Breath of the Wild 2. They actually came out and said, hey, we have no news for Breath of the Wild 2, so sucks to be you guys. So what I wanted to do was talk about the things that stuck out to me from this Direct. Now, I did not think that it was a terrible Direct at all. Now, they didn't have things that are particularly my cup of tea. They didn't have things that I would want to go buy out day one. I take that back. There was one thing that I'm definitely going to be buying day one, but a couple of the things, they had my interest, and for some of them they have demos that I was able to actually play, and really caught my interest even more so with that. So let me run down the list here of things that they announced that stuck out to me and that I think are worthwhile. Alright, so let's start out with Knockout City. Now, I've been thinking for a very long time that the Nintendo Switch needs some sort of online multiplayer competitive gameplay type of game. So, port Call of Duty over, something like that. I know they have some certain games like, what do I have on there? It's a third-person shooter game. I cannot think of what the name is, but whatever it might be, I'll probably throw it up on the screen. They're getting Apex Legends at the beginning of March, but apparently there's going to be a new one from EA called Knockout City, and it is a dodgeball game, competitive, and it looks like it's a hero-based, so it's not going to be just like balanced characters throughout the map, like throwing balls at each other. Each hero looks like it has its own ability, like you see one like roll up into a ball and become a ball that can like take out an entire team in one hit. But to me, that seemed, it caught my interest. Another thing was the special edition Switch and Pro Controller for Monster Hunter Rise. Now, these look great. I like the gold, what would you call it, like etching throughout the stuff. It's not just a black gloss etching like most of the other special editions are. I wouldn't go out and buy a whole new Switch for it, especially because I'm not a Monster Hunter fan, but this Pro Controller, whoo, does it look good. Now, Fall Guys, I played it. I might have actually streamed it on this channel. I don't remember. But to me, I feel like that's a fantastic fit on the Nintendo Switch. There's another online competitive game that you can play, too. You can party up with a bunch of different friends and stuff and go in and compete against each other and other people, random people, in these, how would I call it? Like a Wipeout style gameplay. And it is just so fun. You'd kind of have to play it to get the feel for it. I don't know if it's great to stream. I know it kind of popped off there for a minute, but you just give it a shot. I don't know if it's going to be free or not. It was free on PlayStation, but yeah, I would say give it a shot. It's really worth it. It's really fun, and if you can get a couple people to play with you, you really just increase your enjoyment tenfold. All right, so we talked about Mario. He gets 1 million games a year. Mario Golf, it's Mario, whatever, I don't care. Alright, now this one's kind of weird. I'm a big DC fan, I'm a big comic book fan, and obviously I'm a big video game fan, otherwise I wouldn't be making content around video games. So, there's a DC Girls Sims style, like simulation gameplay style game that's coming out that's for like teenage girls, it seems like. And it follows Barbara Gordon, Supergirl, blonde Supergirl, not Hispanic Supergirl, Wonder Woman. It just follows. It's a very girly game, and I could really picture teenage girls playing it. It seemed like something, if I was a teenage girl, I would probably enjoy the hell out of it, or maybe preteen girl, but I'm not, so I'm not going to get it. But if it piques your interest, it seems like it's decent. It seems like it's got a lot of good things to enjoy out of it, if that's your cup of tea. So Star Wars is also getting a game on the Nintendo Switch that is a competitive game, and it's called Star Wars Hunters. And apparently it's an online only multiplayer game, and I'm really stoked to see what it's about. They show people with lightsabers, I believe they show people with blasters, and I don't care what the graphical fidelity is going to be like. I just want this. I want it so bad. They announced Splatoon 3. I tried Splatoon 2, didn't like it, so Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Now, Breath of the Wild, the first one, was the only Zelda game that I ever played in my entire life. Most of my time spent playing video games has been from hand-me-downs from families and stuff, or not families, but from my family and stuff. So, whatever they played, I played. So if they didn't play Zelda games, which they didn't, I didn't play it. So most of my Super Nintendo experiences were from my cousin Latanya. We got the Bubsy, we got Mario, we got Donkey Kong. So most of my experience from older Nintendo games was from her. So yeah, I didn't really play Zelda games. Well, I say I didn't play Zelda games at all. And so my first time playing was Breath of the Wild. But now that I've actually broadened my horizons and I have the availability on my Nintendo Switch to play some of these games like Link's Awakening, which I have played, I now want to keep delving further into it. And so with Skyward Sword being ported to Nintendo Switch, that's one that I'm definitely interested in picking up almost immediately. It's not one that I would like I said, rush out and grab day one. Now the one that I'd rush out and grab day one is the one that I've already beat. I beat the second and the third in the series, and I've never played the first one. The Ninja Gaiden Sigma series, that's what it is. The collection of the Ninja Gaiden Sigma series is coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, apparently the whole collection is coming to PlayStation and Xbox as well, but the fact that it's coming on Nintendo Switch, that's the most convenient way to play. I'm definitely getting it on that, and I'm going to play it whenever I have downtime at work. Now, there were a couple of other smaller titles that they showed, one of them being a Miitopia. It also seemed like a simulation-style game that follows that you play with your Mii character. That seems like a pretty fun $20 title, $10 title, $60 title. I'm not completely sure about. It is $60, and that is something that I don't think I'm going to pick up unless I see a significant sale. Bravely Default 2, they showed that before too, but they have an updated demo for. So I downloaded the demo and I enjoyed the gameplay quite a bit. And I've said it on this channel quite a bit. I absolutely hate JRPGs and I absolutely hate turn-based gameplay, turn-based combat. Was I surprised to find out that I actually enjoyed the gameplay for Bravely Default? Absolutely. But what surprised me more, and what I hate more than JRPGs and turn-based gameplay, is tactical turn-based gameplay and tactical RPGs like Project Triangle Strategy. Now that's a name if I've ever heard one. So this game caught my interest. It looked a lot like Octopath Traveler, and apparently Square Enix is developing it as well, as they did Octopath Traveler. And to me, the graphics, the art style looks so good. I absolutely love it, and I love the decisions they made that went into making the game. So there's also a karma system. So your choices define how your game plays, how your game goes, and how your narrative goes. So with that, and with the surprisingly good tactical turn-based RPG elements with combat, this seems like it's going to be a very, very fun game. I downloaded the demo for this one too, and I surprised the hell out of myself when I enjoyed it and I didn't want to stop playing. Now, the narratives, the cutscenes, they take so long. They take so long, and I had to skip through them. They were so boring. So boring. I wanted nothing to do with it after I read 30 paragraphs. That was before we got to the first fight scene. So maybe if they kind of fix that, or they adjust it a little bit, or maybe kind of let you dip your toe in it a little bit before you actually get into it. The demo, I believe, starts you somewhere in the middle, and it's not, they just kind of throw you right in the thick of things, and it just wasn't entertaining. It wasn't appealing narrative wise. Gameplay was really good. And so I believe that is it for me. Let me know if you guys have a PS5 Dualsense that has stick drift issues. Also, let me know what your opinions are on the Mortal Kombat trailer. I think that it is absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see it in March. And I'm glad, wait, no, is it coming in April? And I can't wait to see it in April. Also, let me know what you thought about the Nintendo Direct and the announcements that they made, and if you kind of were expecting something else. I know there were a lot of people expecting a bunch of different things, a different character for Smash rather than the Xenoblade Chronicle people, which I don't give two shits about. I know people want Sora, some people want, I don't know, they throw a lot of different people out there. For me personally, I just wish that they would at least announce just like a title screen, something for a new Donkey Kong game. That's the only thing that I want. That's what I've been waiting for, and then a little bit of Breath of the Wild 2, just because I absolutely love that game. That jumped on one of my top favorites of all time games, even though I never played a Zelda game before. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting me through the Facebook, YouTube, Twitch page, and then following me on social medias like Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. If you do want to follow, there are going to be links in the description below for all of those aforementioned places. And like I said, I really appreciate the support. Please stick with us, because we just plan to keep growing. We've got this team running. We're going to keep competing. We're going to keep hitting tournaments. We're going to keep destroying these tournaments. And I want to keep getting this content out. And I just want to keep having a discussion with you guys. I know there are a couple of you who stop by the videos and streams constantly. I love it. I can't say it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for commenting, having a conversation with me, discussing things, liking, following, sharing with your friends. Like I said, it means the world to me. So if you wouldn't mind doing it again with this video, just help us grow the page, help us grow the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I think I said I appreciate it 50 times already, so I'm going to just stop right there. Thank you guys so much. And remember, appreciate the little things in life.